Now for the fun part, the proof of results. As I mentioned earlier, I need your patience. Let's not rush through this. I've taken pains to prepare this for you because I want you to have the confidence that we are legitimate folks and we're not fly by night like many others. Before I start, a legal and earnings disclaimer as required by law. So all financial instruments involve an element of risk. Such investments may not be suitable for everyone and can result in losses. Therefore, the value of your investment and the income from it will vary. Investors may wish to seek professional advice before investing, and to the extent permitted by law, we accept no liability whatsoever for any direct, indirect, or consequential losses or damages arising from or in connection with the use or reliance of this publication or its contents. So there you go. I've read you the disclaimer. Please do not take anything I'm saying or anything my partner is saying as advice or trading advice. So how am I going to walk through with you the proof of results? Well, I'm going to start by giving you proof of an extended time frame, and the time frame starts back in history with this trading account which is still live, and the time frame therefore is November 2017. Well, pretty much 3 years ago. And this is the first thing I want to share with you, right? That there are a lot of proof that I see, legitimate proof, real screenshots of trading account, but they all fall short of two litmus tests. Number one, the amount is ridiculously small. I mean, like looking at $100 capital, $1,000 capital, a bit suspect. Number two is the extremely short time frame. So I see real trading account, proof, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 2 months. Come on, guys, you are smarter than that. If a trading strategy works, whoever uses a trading strategy is going to make a living out of it. You cannot make a living with $100 in your Forex trading account or your crypto trading account, and certainly not from a 1 month perspective. So nonetheless, we're not here to criticize other people. We're here to raise the bar. And therefore, I'm going to walk you through a 3-year and almost 3-year trading account, screen by screen, and sharing with you how the account is performed essentially. So we are looking at 500,000 US dollar deposit in November 2017, and the trading starts in January 2018. And you can see the screenshot of the trading account. The number is 16215, and the little gold seal tells you that this is a live active account as opposed to a demo account as well. Again, yes, a lot of people use demo account to trade their trading strategy. Not good enough. So this is a live account. It's still live today, and with $500,000 capital. Now let's see how far the $500,000 has traveled over the last 3 years. I like to ask people this question, really, that if there was a really awesome trading strategy and you started off with 500,000, what number at the end, we call the ending capital, would you be totally in awe of that trading strategy? And I asked a lot of my friends, including experienced traders, truth be told, they say, well, if you end up with 150%, even 200% of returns, that would be pretty awesome. So friends, if you need to, take out your calculator, right? Because I want you to key in what is 200% of $500,000. Please do it right now. 200% of $500,000 over 3 years. Well, the answer is going to be $1 million. So the ending capital, if there was no withdrawal, will be $1 million plus the original capital, which is 500,000. That makes it $1.5 million. truth be told, anyone that can accomplish this within 3 years is pretty darn good. I mean, you became a millionaire in 3 years with $500,000 capital. So I'm just giving you a reference on what people tell me is phenomenal performance. The ability to generate $1 million or 200% ROI over a 3-year period. Now, that is what people are saying, right? This is not what I'm saying we are performing. So let's take that as a reference point, 200% over 3 years. Now, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let me walk through with you the results. I'm starting with January 2020 because I'm going to show you screen by screen. But later on, you will see the total ending capital very, very clearly. Okay, but I'm just taking you back to January 2020, and this is because this is the milestone when the business basically opened up the education side and was sharing for educational purposes what is known as trade alerts. So what you're seeing here are the trade alerts provided to students, and of course there are different batch of students as well. And this is the what we call the inner circle batch that have been following the business and the company for a long time. So what you see in red is the trade alert, the closing trade alert from that particular day itself, and the resultant return on investment on capital. So that's to be clear, right? That we're not obliged to provide you every single trade alert for every single trade that we are taking. That's not what the deal is. It's ROI based. And what I'm showing you right now is basically monthly results of trade alerts given, and the target is 6%, but it's non-guaranteed. We cannot guarantee you by law. And I also need you to understand that there are certain times where the market may not move in our direction because we don't control the market, and we may underperform, and it is what it is. You have to decide as to whether what is consistent enough and whether we are pretty much the best in the business. So this is January, and January 3rd at 0216 is a closing trade. And of course, the capital is 500,000. This is a real account. You can calculate the ROI is 6%. In February, the single trade alert ending on February 11, worked out to be 24.4%. I know it sounds crazy, but it is what it is. This is showing you, in fact, this is the first trade in February, and it is what it is over here. Okay. In fact, again, if you think that we are doing some Photoshop, you can see this number. You can look at my arrow over here, actually reflected over here. Okay, because I believe this was Chinese New Year, so there was really not much trading done. The trader didn't do much trading, and you can see the last trade here was 21st of January, and the next trade was 11 of February, which is 121,819.09, the same number over here itself, right? So I'm showing you continuous screenshots. In March, it's 6.4, and it's basically taken from the first trade out, which is 2nd of March, which is 33,001.16. Again, you can calculate the ROI based on the standard capital of $500,000. April, there's a trade alert for 3rd of April closing, and this was 6.6%. May, the trade alert was provided on early May. Closing was 4th of May, and it's 6.4%. June required a few trades, in this case, 3 trades, to hurdle over the 6%. And that's why you can see here that there were 3 trades, 1st of June closing, 2nd of June, and another one 2 hours later. and the return here was 10.6%. July was a slightly unfortunate month. So there was hardly any trades, as you can see here. The last trade was 26 June, followed by 2nd July. And after that, you can see that there were hardly 3 trades taken before the next month started, which is August. And this was not really due to the market, but more due to personal trader challenges, which I will not mention at this point in time. But yes, it is what it is. We want to be very open and upfront. It's negative 0.3% for July. In August, this is interesting, that the first trade off the block, as you can see here, 94,010.91 closing result, 18.8. Amazingly, right? One trade to cover so July with August. Let's move on. September. And again, we really want to be as open to you as possible. There is no such thing as home run. These guys are geniuses. It doesn't mean they don't lose in the market. And you can clearly see here in September 1st was a negative trade. The second trade was positive, 9th of September. You can see that amount over there. And of course, to make up for the first negative trade, there was a subsequent trade alert on the 15th closing. And as it turns out, they managed to recover really well. And they ended up 14.6. Now, just as a summary, just by looking across the screenshots over here, of course, you will clearly see, just very quickly, I'm just going to quickly flash. Of course, you clearly see that there are significantly more blues than reds, but it doesn't mean that there are no reds. And therefore, very, very important, do not alter your money management just because you think this is such a high winning system. Anything can and will go wrong, and you don't want to be inconsistent in your money management. So now we are pretty much towards the end of October. And October, we open up the service to the public out there. So we have new students coming in. And we had one trade alert that closed on the 21st of October. And this was 6% essentially. This is actually the cumulative trading performance, bearing in mind that they start off with $500,000 in, early beginning 2018. And the ending capital, and again, I want to remind you that most of people I interviewed, including really experienced traders, owners of funds, said that 100% over 3 years was fantastic. Well, guess what? These boys were able to not just go 100%, they were able to go 30 times that of 100%. All the trading that you saw is returning a cumulative ROI of 3,000% to date. And I'm sure you are curious to look at that number over there. There you go, right? 14,876, 422.22. And you can clearly see that the last traded date was closing of a trade was 28 October. And the profit there was 35,783.15. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, here, right? We are talking about a graph that looks like this. And I had the pleasure of updating the graph to, as of today, essentially. And you can see that it's a very positive graph. It's been consistently upward sloping, except for maybe this period of time here, as you can see, where there's a slight flattening of the graph. But after that, they recovered and it's been pretty much uphill all the way. Now, of course, this is not stating that you are going to make anywhere near what these guys are doing, by the way. It's telling you that these gentlemen are really, really good at what they do. And I'm just showing you the proof of results.